Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cosplay Bites, the podcast about cosplays, conventions, and all the nerdy bits and bytes. And I've got my waifu slash bestie Jaycee Cosplay back on for this episode.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello.
Yeah. And special guest by Zelda.
Always, always.
Okay.
Everybody's got to know that she's around.
Yeah. Yeah. And all the, I mean, if people start scratching at the door, I may have to go let her out because I don't know if she wants to be stuck in here. But in any case, um, yeah. So this episode is, I guess, going to be a little bit more of a catch up with Jess, see how she's been doing, and mainly also about Katsucon because that was the
Yes,
last convention you were at.
it was. Yes, it was.
And so yeah, how have you been?
I've been okay, kind of came out of my cosplay retirement. Will definitely hold myself back into my cosplay retirement.
Oh God.
But yeah, no, everything's been pretty good. Just living my life, doing what I do, working, taking care of Zelda because she is a psychopath. And she needs attention 24/7. So that is my life.
Yeah. Any playing any video games or reading any comic books or
I've just been playing Legends of Arceus. I don't even know if I say that right because I hear some people say Legend of Arceus, Legend of Arceus, and I'm like, it's Legend of whatever Pokemon.
I just say Arceus. I think that's the more common, I think, most commonly known acceptance in terms of pronunciation.
Right. That's what I thought too. And some of my friends are like, no, it's Arceus. And I'm like, no, I think you're wrong, but we'll go with whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Right. Yeah. Did you happen to catch the new Batman movie yet?
I have not yet. I keep meaning to do it, but I volunteer for rescue. So my weekends are usually taken up by rescue. So
Okay.
I haven't really had a chance to go to the movies. The last movie I did see in theaters, and this was only because it was a Friday midday afternoon. I went at like 3 o'clock. No, not 3 o'clock. I went at 1 o'clock. Was the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. So that's the last movie I saw in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Batman yet. I do plan to see it. Just hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
That's what I heard. I heard Robert Pattinson is like one of the best Batman. Batman. So I'm looking forward to that because I do like him as an actor.
Yeah, I honestly feel like aside from him being Cedric in Harry Potter, that's the only other time I've seen him in an acting role.
You haven't seen him in Twilight? That's like his
No.
iconic movie. He's so good. No, I'm kidding. I'm not a Twilight fan. So I know a lot of people are very I know I'm excited for him to be out of the whole Edward role because again, I'm not a huge fan of Twilight, but he definitely isn't. So it's really cool to see him actually doing what he wants to do and actually showing his acting ability because he's a great actor and Twilight did not do that justice.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that this is the only Batman movie that does the best job at portraying Batman as a detective.
That's what I heard. Yeah. That's what I heard. Yeah. So that's good. That's really good because every other one they make him out to be a badass, which he is a badass, but they're not showing what he actually is.
Like they're not showing his smarts.
Exactly. Yeah. So they show his money and that he can kick butt, but that's about it.
Yeah. I know the next movie on my list is with a friend, same friend I went to go see the Batman with. We're gonna go see Sonic 2 on opening night.
Oh, good.
So that's gonna be fun. I gave her homework to go see the first Sonic movie because she hasn't yet, and I was like, "No, you'll like it. It's funny. It's good."
Right, and I mean it's Sonic. There's really not much to Sonic. He's just Sonic.
Right. Okay. All right. I guess yeah, we can just go jump into Katsucon. So
All right.
for those um unaware, unknowledgeable about Katsucon, it is a weekend event held in the Gaylord Hotel in Maryland.
In Maryland, yes.
And I mean, it's mostly a lot of people. If you're within the cosplay circuit, you'll know that Katsucon is a sort of big con in terms of like just because the hotel is nuts in
Oh,
terms
yep.
of its layout, with which can make way for a variety of different types of shoots. I mean, you got the iconic gazebo,
Mhm.
um, the fountainish area that's like within the whole hotel, and then like just right outside, you're right by the coast. So
Exactly.
take a little bit of a walk, and you can have like a bunch of like beach themed shoots. And then there's just like a bunch of like flora and I almost said fauna, but there are no deer.
No.
Uh, a lot of trees like immediately like outside, like almost like near up against the wall, like outside the outside entrance to the hotel. But
Mhm.
yeah. So you went there, you brought a
I
couple of
did.
cosplays to it, and I guess I can just leave it to you. How was Katsucon this year?
So I actually really enjoyed it. I would say it was probably my favorite Katsucon that I've ever been to. And I guess because it's kind of, I know we're still in COVID, but it's a little more, how do I say this? It's not as restrictive as it has been in the past. So masks were required, and a lot of cosplayers, including myself, we took our masks off for photo shoots. But everyone was
Sure.
really awesome because if they saw you're in the middle of a photo shoot, everybody was like 6 to 10 feet away from each other.
Oh, good. Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so it was really good. All of the photographers I know wore their masks, even if they were outside. Um, it was really, it was good. So I know there were some people that weren't crazy over it, especially with the whole vaccination status, and they were checking vaccination cards. So I really like that. I know a couple people actually got kicked out of Katsucon because they didn't have, they weren't fully vaccinated. So
Oh,
yeah, so I know a lot of people are ripping them apart because they're like, oh, they suck at communication, which yes, they do. But at the same time, they were really holding people accountable, at least from what I saw. So every person I saw at the gazebo was wearing the mask. Any person I saw around the Gaylord was wearing a mask, with the exception of when they were doing the photo shoots. But then everybody kind of steered clear from each other. So everybody was
hmm.
really respectful from or with each other from what I could see. For the people that know me personally, they know I am not a nightlife person. So I don't know what was happening at nighttime, but during the day, everybody was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So they did have like you needed to be like fully vaccinated to attend the event.
Yeah,
In
they
addition
were
to masks.
checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were checking the vax cards. They were because I guess I've never seen a fake vaccination card, but I guess
I haven't either.
yeah. So I guess the backs of them have they're just plain. Where obviously with the real ones, you have all the information on the back. So people
Hmm.
were trying to pull off fake ones, I guess, but
Oh
they
my
were
god.
yeah, they as much as people want to talk junk about them, I can't talk junk about them because they were covering their bases. They were doing what they had to do.
Yeah.
So I can't
Yeah.
complain. It was a good time. It was nice seeing people I haven't seen in a while. I know some people didn't go because they are high risk, so I understand that. But it was pretty low key compared to previous years because I don't know if they had restrictions on how many people, how many rooms were available.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, it was not as crazy as other years. People were actually able to go to the gazebo if they felt like going to the gazebo. There wasn't this huge wait. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so it was pretty cool. The one thing they didn't have, which I haven't seen before, is the fountain wasn't going. It was
Really
just, yeah, there was no water coming out of it. It was
filled with water, but nothing
just
was
filled
going
with
on.
water, but nothing going on.
Oh,
So
interesting. Interesting.
yeah, that was the first time I seen that. But it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just curious because I was just actually looking at because I'm going to PAX East at the
Mhm.
end of April, and all badges are still available.
Wow.
So
Yeah, and for PAX,
I'm very
ooh,
curious to how packed it's gonna be, which may
yeah.
actually be a good thing if it's like manageable for me to roam around the floors.
Right, right.
So it's because they're doing the whole thing like you got to be fully vaxxed and also got to
Mhm.
wear a mask, which I'm fine with. I've got plenty of mask on me.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, because it's like I feel like because whenever I know from experience like past Paxies, like they sell out when they go live.
Right. They're like New York Comic Con. It's run by the same people. They sell out
Yeah,
within minutes.
so I mean I don't know how New York Comic Con was last. Did it happen last year?
It did, yeah. And I remember, I mean, I didn't go last year, but I did hear that the lines were pretty atrocious
Really?
to get into the Javits Center. But I don't, I think they also require that you have to be fully vaccinated and all that fun stuff. But
Hmm.
I don't know if it sold out quick. I didn't even try to get tickets. New York Comic Con just stresses me out because there's so many people and it's so
Yeah.
congested. So no thank
Yeah.
you. No thank you. No more.
You had your fill.
I had my fill 100%. It's too crowded and it's people are too stinky and I can't.
You can't handle it.
I can't handle it anymore.
Right. Right. Yeah, so yeah, you said like Castle was fun, but it also made you want to go back into your retirement.
Yeah, I as much as I enjoy people and certain people, I it's too much. It's too much not happiness, but it's too much happening and there's too much going on and I'm just very introverted and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like my social anxiety can't handle this."
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it's nothing that nothing bad happened at the convention or anything like that. It's just I am an introvert by nature and I need to not be around a lot of people because I get overwhelmed very quickly.
Hmm. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I honestly don't know if this is going to be this may be my only convention for this year. I mean, I'm also like trying to plan other trips and going out to see maybe like friends on the West Coast for the first time. Maybe. I honestly don't know, but I'm excited to get back into like that convention feeling. And I mean, having since not really cosplaying anymore myself, it's been nice to not stress over triple checking your bags to make sure you have every piece of your outfit,
I hear that.
or
Yeah.
maybe you go into a panic when you get to the hotel and then you
Everything's
know
missing.
something's missing and you triple check like every single day beforehand. And it's like how did I miss that?
Exactly.
Oh my
You have
god.
like 10 lists and you're going through them and then you're like, I know I had this. Where the heck did it go?
Yeah.
So, yep, I hear that 100%.
Yeah. So how many days was it? Was it a Friday Sunday thing?
It's Friday to Sunday. Well, I guess day 0 is Thursday for badge pickup. So,
Hmm.
um I I
Did you
had a
go the whole weekend?
yeah, I we actually got there on Wednesday early
Whoa.
afternoon. Yeah. Uh, Again, when I tell you my social anxiety does not do well,
I mean,
yeah, I need
yeah,
to I need to
Wednesday
be
to
there as early
Sunday.
as
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh no, we did Wednesday to Monday. So
Oh, well, I mean, I guess that's not that bad. I imagine there weren't that many
no.
people on Monday.
No, there was I think we left with maybe two other groups. So
Hmm.
it wasn't bad at all. It's just you've been there before trying to get out of the parking lots and all the traffic around the area is just not a
Yeah.
fun time. So I in my original my first Katsucons, we always came up on Thursdays and just the whole experience of trying to fight to make sure that you get two beds in your room because as everybody who goes to Katsu knows, the two beds aren't guaranteed. You can suggest that you want two beds, but it's not 100% guaranteed. So we like to get there early enough that we can actually request that, and
Right.
we can actually get the 2 beds. And I know I personally, I prefer being as low as possible to the ground so I don't have to deal with elevators. So I try to
Okay.
be as close to the gazebo level as I can so I could just run out. Um, so I try to do that also, which is always why I come on Wednesdays since the original times that I've gone to Katsu. So I just try my best to avoid everybody.
Oh.
It's so bad to say. Like, I love people that, I love supporting people and I love hyping people up, but I'm just like, I'm gonna do that from a distance because people that come around me scare me. So I
Oh
say it
man.
with love. It's all with love, guys. All with love.
Dang, I hope I didn't scare you.
Oh gosh, everybody scares me. Like my friend,
Okay.
like my very close friends that if they don't warn me that they're coming, I get freaked out. I'm like, what's going on? Please stop. But it's okay.
Okay.
I'm getting better. Getting better.
All right. All right. How many cosplays did you end up bringing to the con?
um, I brought 5, I think, 4 or 5, but I wore 3.
Oh, jeez.
So
Oh, okay. All right.
I went with Cammy and Cammy from My Hero Academia. I wore her on Friday. Did I wear her Friday? No, I wore her Thursday. I wore her on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought the pinup Snow White that was inspired by Black Fury's art. She's incredible. And then I brought back Samara because the original time that I wore Samara was the year that the Fire Nation attacked the Gaylord. So it didn't get a lot of love. I had the whole group. We went out on the floor. We were out on the floor for maybe 20 minutes. Then the alarm went on. Then we were outside for like an hour and a half.
What year was
And
that?
I think it was 2016, maybe?
Probably the year before I went. Because I know
Yeah,
I
it
went
was.
2017 and 2018, I believe, were the only 2 that I went.
Yeah. So I think it was 2016. And I guess there was a fire in the kitchen or something, but we all went outside. And then when we came back inside, I wasn't feeling it. I went back to my room. I took everything off. I was like, maybe another time, but I wasn't in that costume very long.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just bring it back. And I did that. I also brought my Bakumam costume, but I didn't wear her. And I also had this like casual Mitsuri costume, but I didn't wear her either. They were kind of my backups.
I was gonna say
So
your backup. If yeah.
yeah. So they were my easy backups. I brought my sloth kigu that I wore on Sunday, and I I mean I had my backups, but I wore 3 main costumes, and
All right.
yeah,
Pretty
I did
standard.
my best. Yeah, I did my best. I know some people do like 3 costumes or more a day, and I'm just like, bless your heart,
You
because
look at him and it's
the
like, I don't
energy.
have that energy anymore. Nope.
Never,
Nope.
never. When I started cosplaying, yes. Now I'm like, I'm an old lady. I need my cane. I need my rest. None of these parties for me.
Oh man. Yeah, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know, like, if I'd go to the like any after party at PAX East like I did the year before. Well, the year
Mm-hmm.
shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Because that was the last PAX I went to, and that was the last con that I went to as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm very this. So like, sadly, I mean, I keep telling myself like, if this is the only con that you're gonna go to, you have full permission to go all out spending. If this
And
is
then you
the only,
decide you're going somewhere else.
well, no, because I'm planning on visiting possibly visiting Nicole Marie Jean
Oh,
out in Vegas.
yes.
Because I mean, she said she'd let me stay at her house. So I mean, at this point, it'd only just be paying for a flight
Right.
sometime in the summer. And like,
Mm-hmm.
so like as of now, like the only major cost, and I don't know if I'd be able to get. I thought I was gonna have a roommate for PAX East, but she decided to instead room with some friend, which I get
Yeah.
totally fine. So I mean, that hotel is gonna be like close to $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I'm willing to take it because I mean, That's what my tax refund is for.
Right, right. I mean, you gotta live your life. You gotta have a good time.
And so this is actually going to be a lot better because this hotel that I'm staying at, I believe it's like an 8-minute walk to the con.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, compared to like the 10 to 20-minute one I had in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah,
Um,
that's always good when you're nice
yeah.
and close.
Oh yeah. Um, did you have any enjoyment out of? Okay, so which cosplay in your like Katsucon lineup did you like enjoy wearing the most? If you had to
Hmm.
pick.
I would say it was probably Snow White. And the reason for that is one, I don't last very long in costume because I'm such an old lady. I get very dry eyes with contacts,
Oh,
and my feet are in a constant state of pain. So I was not wearing contacts one for snow, so I was completely blind. Um,
okay.
and the heels that I had, I was able to just take off when I needed to. Where with Samara and with Cammy, they were one was boots and one had buckles, so I couldn't take them off. I mean, I could take them off, but that's just so much work. So
Mm,
with Snow White, I was actually able to relax a little bit. So
sure.
I anything that's easy that can calm my old self like is fantastic.
Yeah. And um so I mean I know they also changed up the rules where you had to get a ticket to the con itself to go to the con. Uh, Either that or you have to be staying at the gay ward during that weekend
Yeah,
to just
that's
go into
true.
the like gay ward itself just for that weekend, I believe. So I mean, did you end up going to like any like panels or like go shopping or?
I went shopping, so I don't like the idea of lobby conning. It's just not something I'm into. I think if you want to continue to support something, so if with it, because a lot of people love the Gaylord. It's a gorgeous hotel, and people want to go there for their photos, and they think their costumes work really well in this place. But if you're not supporting the convention, how where are they going to go? You know, they're going to end up moving locations to somewhere cheaper, somewhere not as nice.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
that's the way I see it. So I'm also an anime fan, so I'm fine with spending the $50 for a 4-day pass for early bird to do what I want to do. Um,
Mm,
and in the case of Katsu, I don't do panels. I don't know why I don't do panels. I probably should do panels, but I never I don't do the panels. I go for artist alley and I go for the dealer's room. That is where my
yeah.
money goes.
Yep.
So I yeah, I definitely brought money for that. I went to both. I love supporting artists. So I spent quite a bit in there. I will say though that the dealer's room was super lackluster. Everything was pretty much the same. You didn't really see much in there, so I
Mm.
didn't spend much in dealer's room. My money went to Artist Alley, so it is what it is. But I definitely did get a badge.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I mean, like the only two times I went, I pretty much lobby conned it. I
Hmm.
just ended up having to pay for because we stayed at the Wyndham Hotel, a giant group of us down the street.
Hmm. Hmm.
For the 2 years that I went, but I mean, I get some wanting to support the convention if you're going to go there.
Hmm.
Like I get that now.
Yeah, I mean, again, it would be like with New York Comic Con, you have to pay to get into the Javits during Comic Con. You need a ticket. So Katsucon's not really far off with that. Their area is the Gaylord, so people should support the convention. And I mean, yeah, you might be staying in the hotel. I stayed in the Gaylord, but what else are you gonna do? I mean, just LobbyCon? Like you don't want to look at things. So I
Yeah, I mean
that's my
that
opinion though.
Yeah, no, I mean that was certainly something I was restricted, and I didn't go into the convention itself. I just wandered around the Gaylord for 8+ hours of each day. The times
Right.
that I did go, so
Yeah. So I mean, everyone's different, but
yeah,
that's just what I like to do.
for sure. I mean, part of it also is because like I'm not that huge into anime, so I don't even think I would have found anything of value at the
Hmm.
con itself. But like you said, it is what it is. People do what they want to do.
Exactly. No
Um,
judgment here.
yeah. Um, let's see. So yeah, I mean, we were messaging each other a lot prior, but like you're thinking this might be like your last con for a little while.
Yeah, I just again, I don't do very well in very public areas with a lot
Right.
of people. And I mean, that's just me. And there's other things I want to do. And conventions do tend to restrict that a little bit. So, not a big deal. It's just I've been going to conventions for like, my gosh, like 15 years or something like that. It's been a long time.
Woo!
Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah, it's been a long time. So, I just, down the line, eventually, maybe I'll start going again. But right now,
You
I
want to
don't really
break.
have, yeah, I don't really have an interest in it. And a lot of these conventions sell pretty much the same thing. Um, unless you go into Artist Alley. Artist Alley is what sets everything apart for me.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think like that would also mean like would you still be like quote unquote like making cosplays and doing like photo shoots like outside of conventions or
Yeah, I think so. I have a couple photographer friends who are pretty readily available to work with me. And
oh good.
yeah, so if I want to, oh gosh, hold on one second. Zelda. She's a fucking psycho. Come here, baby girl. Yep. Anyway, but yeah, so I do have a couple photographers that are nearby. I have my own camera that I can self shoot if I wanted to.
Mm.
So it's the options are there. It's just more so I feel like I've kind of done everything I really want to do. The only new character that I would like to cosplay is Makio from Demon Slayer, who is one of Tengen's wives. And
Okay.
we have a little group that we plan to shoot hopefully in the summer. I guess it all really depends on everybody's schedule, but we do want to have that planned. So we will see what happens with that. And I am going to be seeing my friend Ben Robbins very soon. And
Nice.
yeah, I love him. And we're going to shoot the pinup Snow White because we were supposed to shoot it the day that I shot my cami with him, but my wig went missing.
Your Snow White wig went missing?
It went missing. And it's how what we said earlier in the call where you like double check everything, you check your list like 700 times. I literally did that, and then the wig was missing. And the studio where we shot at was about 15 minutes away from my home, so we ran back home. And I'm like searching everywhere, couldn't find it. I was like, where the heck did this thing go? Like, it just got legs and walked away. It was the most bizarre thing. So that was the only thing in the costume that's missing. And anybody that knows me knows I do not have natural black hair. I'm a brunette, and I have long hair. So it wasn't something that we can make happen. So we do want to reshoot that. And we will. And the wig ended up actually being in a suitcase, which I I don't even know. I don't know. It's as cosplayers, you have your luggage for your costumes, and then you have your luggage for your regular stuff. And somehow it made its way in my luggage with my regular stuff. Don't know how it happened, but it happened.
Wow.
So yes, so that happened. So yeah, we're going to be shooting that soon. And I do still have the Glaceon that needs to get finished, the new Glaceon. And
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, that'll be really
Yeah.
nice. My friend Jen, Blossoming Cosplay, she's going to be Leafeon. So
Nice.
so we ran into a lot of hiccups with these costumes because she and I are very impulsive, and we were like very impulsive. We're very bad.
Right.
So she and I were like, yeah, we should do this. We decided this like a month before Katsu. So nothing worked in our favor.
Oh no.
Yeah, some of her fabric, some of her fabric didn't arrive. Some of my things weren't matching with each other. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't going to work. Um, she was making me this beautiful headdress with flowers and with the ears, and
Yeah.
the ears ended up not working for her. So because the ears didn't work for her, everything just kind of went downhill. But it's okay. It wasn't meant to be. And then
Yeah.
she couldn't go to Katsucon anyway. So I was like, oh, I mean, I don't want to bring Glaceon without the Leafy on. So
Right. Right.
it is what it is. Everything is fine. Everything is good. She and I are very good friends. She's one of my best friends. So we will make it work. We will make something happen.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just scrolling through and staring at your pictures on Instagram. I'm just like, God, I need prints of your Jolteon and Samurott for sure. Like, oh my God, you look so good in them. Like, seriously, no, like they're no, like they're. I mean, like I'm a sucker for water starters, so I mean,
Mm-hmm.
your Samurott's incredible, and then like Jolteon's one of my favorite evolutions. So
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, no, seriously, like you know how much I love you, so it's like I don't know, like no, like Jolteon was the cosplay that made me find you, like in the first place.
Right.
I think like you're like version 1.0 or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I need. I mean, I had a bunch of cosplay prints up in my apartment, but
Mm-hmm.
friend recommendations were like, if you brought a female in there, take some of them down, some of the more like risque ones. So I was like, oh, you're right, I agree.
we
I
don't
think I
want we don't want our future girlfriend to feel any certain way. We want her to be
no.
comfortable.
um, yeah, yeah.
For sure, for sure. Love that.
Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else we could talk about. Unless you got any others, like any funny favorite moment from Katsucon that you can recall.
Hmm. I mean, a lot of fun things happened. I guess something that really sticks out to me were the people that I went with this year. So I went with Lady Akari Cosplay. Her real name is Aubrey, and I also went with Ethereus. Her real name is Lisa. She's a photographer. So one's a cosplayer, one's a photographer,
Okay.
and it was really cool because a lot of people, and I'm not judging anybody for this, but there's a lot of partiers that go to Katsu, and we're all like little old ladies, and everybody went and did their thing. Um,
Yeah.
Everyone went and did their thing. Everybody was really inclusive with everybody. It was just a really fun time being with people that are so like-minded and are so supportive, and they they were really a blessing to stay with because it, a lot of friendships, people outgrow each other, but you always wish them the best. But with these guys, it's just so like everybody's so on the same page, and everybody communicates very well, and it was just such a good time. And it, it was really awesome being with these guys, and they're amazing, and I loved it. And I was very sad that Jen couldn't go, but I mean, we still had a good time without her. And she lived with us throughout the whole experience because she was supposed to be our
Vicariously, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because she was supposed to be our other roommate, but some things happened in her personal life, so she wasn't able to make it. But she's just amazing, and everybody there was amazing. Everybody had a good time. Um, I would say the funniest thing is the inside jokes that we made while we were there. Aubrey came with her husband, and her husband, they're both Canadian, and
Oh,
yeah, so they came from Canada,
interesting.
and they I don't know if you guys are aware, but the Kinder eggs, are you guys aware of Kinder eggs? Maybe it's a chocolate. We sell it in the US, but I always say that we sell the fake Kinder chocolate because the real Kinder eggs have like a little toy inside and it's just hollow chocolate, but it's banned
Mm.
from the US because of American children are lack of brain, I guess, or the parents lack of brain. Someone lacks a
Yeah.
brain and they're like, the kid is gonna eat the toy. I mean,
Then they're gonna choke and die.
yeah, and it's kind of like, well, it's kind of wrapped in a plastic thing, so I would be really
Yeah,
confused how your
yeah.
child eats that, but I don't know. I mean, my dog eats everything on the ground, so I guess kids are the same. I don't know. Um, but
Ugh.
they they smuggled the real Kinder eggs for me.
Oh my god.
So I think I ate like 3 dozen of them in the span of 4 days, and I'm like, this is why I'm fat. Like this is why I can't have nice things.
I have poor life choices.
Very poor life choices. I can't make a good choice at all. Like there's all these Kinder eggs, and not to be TMI, but I am lactose intolerant. I have no business
Oh
eating these things.
no.
So
Oh
everyone's like,
no.
so I'm like getting ready to eat. Everyone's like, did you take your lactate? And I'm like, I'm fine. So I would say that was our running inside joke. We created Aubrey's husband created some memes about my my guilty pleasure of these Kinder eggs. So, we
Yeah.
had some laughs. We had a good time. It was great. I really love staying with them. And if I do ever decide to go back to conventions anytime soon, I will definitely stay with them. They're awesome people.
Nice.
And no drama, and I love it, and they're not loud. So,
Oh yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
love people that will let this grandma sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was fine going solo in
Mhm.
2020, so I'm sure I'll be okay going solo again in this year in a
Oh,
couple of
for
weeks. So
sure. Yeah, no, for
it
sure.
yeah, it was nice. I mean, unless I managed to meet up with friends for dinner, that'd be cool. But because I think we did so one year, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
for PAX, or maybe no, maybe it was Katsucon one year. I don't know. I don't remember. But
Mhm.
in any case, you said you had spent like quite a bit of money over in the artist alley. Did you have a? I mean, if you could pick, did you have a personal favorite like art piece that you picked up and grabbed?
So I didn't I grabbed a lot of smaller things for myself because I don't have space to display art right now. But I
Ah,
did, yeah. So I did buy my husband a couple art prints because he has space for art prints for himself.
ah,
So I got him some stuff. I would say that my favorite thing that I did buy, and this has actually nothing to do with Artist Alley. Um,
ah.
yeah, this actually has to do with the dealer's room. So I love Ampharos from Pokemon. I'm sure a lot of people that have been following me since the start of time knows how much I love this stupid little giraffe sheep thing,
Can't
whatever it
confirm.
is.
Can't
Uh,
confirm.
and a lot of Pokemon fans will know that there's not much merchandise of this Pokemon. So I'm going through and I find this dealer in the dealer's room, and they're selling those like mystery boxes where you have no idea what the heck is in it. And
Oh, okay. Was this like explicitly like mystery boxes like full of plushies?
not the plushies, but the ones that come boxed, and it's like, oh, you can have one of 7 or one of 8 or something like that.
Oh, it was one.
Yeah.
So was it like? Well, okay. So I mean, it didn't sound. So it sounds like you're not saying this was a plush, but this was like
No, this was a
some.
little toy.
Okay,
So, like a small figurine. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I have a couple of the same things. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm there and I'm just like, "Oh, I would love to buy this, but I'm literally just looking for this one specific Pokemon, and I don't want to spend $20 on this figure for it to not be the one that I'm getting." And he was kind of rude, and
Oh
he
no.
he goes, "Well, that's too bad." But but he didn't say it in a way that was, "Oh, I'm really sorry, like I really can't tell you, like I can't let you look through the boxes," type of thing. He was just like, "No." Like he was very very short, very rude, and I was like, "Okay, well then that's fine." So I literally started googling this one specific figure so I could buy the one specific figure, and I ended up buying it on eBay from Japan for cheaper than this guy was selling it for. So I was like, okay,
Nice.
even better. So I found that of Amphros, and then I found a little Mary with a Wooloo because I love my sheep, and
Okay.
I don't know what it is. And again, another mystery type of thing. And I said to the guy, I'm like, is there any way? And he goes, no, I'm really sorry. This guy was very compassionate. He was very nice. And he goes, but I can't tell you the trick of it. And I'm like, there's a trick. And he goes, yeah. So he starts walking me through the trick of how to find what you want. And he was like, yeah, like that's the trick. And I was like, can I open a new box? And he goes, no, I'm so sorry. But again, he was very nice, very, very understanding, very compassionate. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take his advice. And I did the thing, and I started kind of feeling the box a little bit. And I'm like, okay, this feels kind of heavy, kind of chunky to hold two sheep, because I think the other Pokemon were like Starlies and Pikachus and things like that. Like they were tiny Pokemon.
Right.
So I'm like feeling this box, and I'm like, I said to the guy, I was like, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna do this. And he goes, oh, I hope you get it. Like I really hope you get it. Let me know. So I bought it, and his advice was right, and it was what I wanted. So
Nice.
I got very excited with that. And then the last thing, again with Dealer's Hall, I was walking by this booth. They had all Pokemon plushies, and
oh no.
Oh yeah. So
or oh yes, okay.
So I was like, oh my goodness, Zelda, Jesus, there. I was walking. And it's so funny because originally I was walking the dealer's room by myself. And I was looking, I didn't see anything. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go back. And then Lisa was like, oh, can you come with me? So I went back with her and saw this same Pokemon plushie booth. And I was like, wait a second. I go, I see Ampharos. So I had to like drop everything I'm doing. I'm like, Lisa, I'm going over this way. And they had two Ampharos plushies, one that I had, one that I didn't have. And I know, I was like, ooh, yes. So the Ampharos plushie that I didn't have had a little sticker on it, says used $10. And I go, used? I go, it looks like that minky type of fabric. Like you washed it a few times and it's just kind of fluffy now.
Okay.
And I guess he thought that meant it was used. And you know, in the era of COVID, I really don't care. I'm like sniffing this plushie and I'm like, he doesn't smell used. Like he smells like plastic. I don't know. And I said to the guy, I was like, oh, I'll buy it. He was like, are you sure? Like he's used. And I'm like, yeah, like I'll take it. I'll just wash him. And I grabbed him. I came home. I looked him up on eBay. He's like $60 on eBay. Same exact thing. And I'm like, oh, I'm not complaining. So those were my favorite buys of the weekend. It's always a good convention if I can find something of Ampharos. I'm easily pleased. So there was that.
Yeah. Same thing with me. If it's anything Nightwing related or anything like Kingdom Hearts related, easy buy to suck me in.
Exactly. It's like, they know how to get you.
And I'll never come out. And then, oops, I just spent $1,000 on this statue.
Oops, things happen.
Oopsies. That did not really happen. I did not spend $1,000 on a Nightwing statue.
I don't know if I believe that.
It's a future purchase though, because I know, like, well, no, because I know, like, you probably know, like, Sideshow Collectible, they'll have their, like, extremely highly detailed. I think that's my end-all, be-all Nightwing purchase. Get one by them.
Right.
They only have one that's, I don't even know if it's in stock or it's overly expensive. I don't know. I'd have to give me a couple years. Maybe either I'll say it again or maybe they'll have a brand new Nightwing statue at some point. But I think that is a future end goal purpose, like a Nightwing statue by Sideshow.
I hear that. I personally have two pieces from Sideshow. One is my Jean Grey figure, who cost me almost $500.
Okay.
But I'm not like a big figure person, so if I get a figure, it's gonna be
something you really, really want.
Yeah. And then the other one, my husband got me of Grogu, of my little baby Yoda. He's so cute. He pre-ordered it for me because I was obsessing over this stupid little green alien. So he's chilling over here in my bedroom with a witch hat that my friend Jen made. So
Okay.
he's being a little devious little guy here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have great pieces.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Some of the pieces I see on that site are insane.
I know they're so detailed, but whatever you get from them is going to be top notch.
It's worth the
So
price if you're gonna invest in that. Yeah.
yeah, like that is definite collector's pieces. And I mean, granted, I think Van Presto, they make really great anime figures for
Oh yeah.
very affordable prices.
Oh yeah. I've seen
So
some of them. Holy smokes.
yeah, and they do a great job. But I mean, I feel like the Japanese are kind of superior in every way to certain people. So I they have great things too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, honestly, I don't know if there's anything else we could talk about. I mean, I guess if you're going like we mentioned before, I mean, aside from potential other photo shoots, like what's next for you in terms of like
So
convention or cosplay circuit? Like I'm
um again, if I do conventions, the New York Comic Cons are out, and that
understandable. Yeah.
it's just so crowded, and it's just not something I want to be in. And again, there's nothing wrong with Comic Con. It's just the social anxiety. I can't deal with it anymore. But
Sure.
if I do go, Katsucon will always be the one that I go back to. I love that it's far away from me, that it's considered a vacation, and I know enough people that go, so I can always catch up with my friends. There's a
Mm.
lot of good food places around, and it's just that would probably be the one that I go to. And other than that, I mean, yeah, I'll definitely do the photo shoots with Ben. My other friend Donna and Andy, they are also the photographers I was talking about. They're a husband and wife duo. And Andy's actually my mechanic too. So it
Oh,
works. It's
convenient.
very convenient. They're awesome people. Um so I'll be like, okay, we're gonna do a photo shoot, but can you also like change my oil, please? Here you go, here's some money. Um
Okay.
so it works very well. But yeah, it'll probably be more specialized types of things. I feel like I don't want to say I outgrew conventions, because you can't outgrow something that you're interested in, but my interests have definitely changed a little bit and are a little bit more geared towards the baking that I'm doing. And I have a lot of people that are trying to get me to start like a little baking business. So my
Ooh.
focus is kind of going on that now. So that's where my energy has been
Yeah,
recently.
you could. No, you could probably do like some kind of like nerdy themed baking business if you really wanted to. I could see that.
Yeah, so I mean, I have one of my closest friends, is also one of my coworkers, and then my husband, I always say, I'm like, oh my god, it's like such a Taurus thing, because Tauruses are notorious for loving cooking and food and things like that. And these two are like my biggest supporters, my biggest cheerleaders, and they're like, you should do it, like you're so good. And these two are the first ones that will tell me I suck at something and that something is horrible. So they're
Ah,
very honest, and so I know if I'm getting high compliments from them, I know it's actually decent or it's good. So
okay.
I can't really complain. So my focus has been a little bit more on that than cosplay conventions, things like that. Um, One thing that my husband and I were talking about is potentially starting, the small business, working from home, and kind of following the path that I've seen some other home bakers do, where they will set a weekend where they'll be like, hey, we're taking orders for this weekend. We can meet locally. So I might do something like that. And I might put that out for my followers on my main page. And if anybody's in Connecticut or doesn't mind traveling to Connecticut, we can all meet in a neutral spot and I can sell that way. So I don't know how to mail things yet to keep them fresh. So it'll probably be a local type of thing. That's something we've been talking about. But of course, safety first. It'll probably be at like a police station or something. So
Okay.
just in case, you never know. You never know who you're gonna attract to these things.
Right,
So
right.
we'll have him and I have a couple cop friends who might have to get involved or something. We'll see. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that's something that I've been focusing on more. And again, some people that follow maybe my personal page know that I also help in rescue. I'm a volunteer for a rescue. So that's where the attention has primarily been going to. So cosplay, yeah, it's kind of taken a back seat. And I love seeing cosplayers and all their new stuff. And I'm so here for it.
Mhm.
But it's just something I'm not so immersed in anymore.
You're not as invested as you used to be anymore. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. So, and the other thing also is as anybody that follows me knows, I design my stuff, but I don't make my stuff. So it's good that I feel more useful, I guess, now that I'm actually creating something and it's something that I enjoy doing, which is with the baking, and I feel more satisfied and there's a lot of gratification that comes with it. So that's where it's been going. Because I know a lot of people in the community do judge people for buying their stuff or commissioning their stuff. So
Yep, they do.
yeah, and at least from what I've and at least from people with baking, everybody's so eager to share their recipes with each other and support each other and have like fun challenges and things like that. But it's such a supportive community from what I'm seeing. That I like that. I like that. Like everybody's always willing to help each other. Where with cosplay, like, yeah, of course, like there's definitely those people there, but there's definitely the people that are like, wow, you bought your cosplay on Amazon. Like I made mine from scratch. Like, okay, that sounds like a personal problem. Like everyone is different. So, and it definitely the good outweighed the bad in the community from my experience at least. But it's
Same
just,
here,
it's just, I feel better doing what I'm doing. Because yeah, while cosplays, people get excited if you cosplay a character that they love very well, and you become like their headcanon for it, or they're like, oh my gosh, like I love your designs, like that's so awesome. Like that's cool, but it's so much cooler when somebody's like, oh my god, these cookies that you made, like I can't live without them, like I need more. So I don't know what it is, but it's definitely, again, it's my focus. There's a lot more love in that than there is in the cosplay community for me. And I don't mean like people don't support me or anything like that, but it's good feeling like I'm doing something that people enjoy a lot better. And I mean, it's just as expensive of a hobby. So
Yep. Agreed.
I'm still staying in the expensive hobby era list, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, because we've been talking about like me possibly coming up to visit you because we're not that far apart from each other, and yeah, if you want to meet up for coffee and bring me some goodies, I'm more than happy about
Yes, we love that. We love that. Yes.
That's a big thing at work, or people keep bringing their big goods, and it's like, well,
you're like, I'm a taste tester. Let's do this.
I'm gonna eat them. You
Yeah,
may be making me gain weight, but oh well, I can't control myself.
That's it. And honestly, it's funny because that's how my coworkers are too. They're like, "You're gonna bake for us," and I'm like, "I don't know. You're gonna pay me for it." So it's like you guys aren't family. Like you guys aren't friends like that. So
Oh,
gotta pay.
Oh boy.
Oh well. Oh well.
Oh well, indeed. Yeah. If we got nothing else to chat about, this probably is a solid, awesome place to wrap up.
Sounds good. And I will obviously talk to you later then.
Yeah. Always. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that does it for this episode. If you guys want to stay in touch with Jess / Jaycee Cosplay, where should they go?
Alrighty. They should go to my Facebook page, which is Jaycee Cosplay, JAYCEE Cosplay. And on Instagram, I am JAYMCEE__.
Okay, and yeah, you guys can just stay tuned for upcoming new episodes. I got a really interesting interview that I'll be recording the next day. Obviously, not when, well, whatever. Time will mean nothing whenever you listen to this episode, but that's coming soon. Also, with another episode coming in April, and then my eventual PAX East coverage. And I guess you can also catch me on Twitch on my schedule, which, I mean, there will be a link in the show description. But I really hope you guys enjoy listening. Jess, as always, you know how much I adore you, and I always can't thank you enough for doing these episodes with me. They're always a lot of fun.
Of course, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, always. So thank you guys for listening, and I will catch you all on the next episode.
All right, take care, everyone.
All right, bye.
Bye.